Welcome.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa
What
barakatuh.
way are we all sideways, yeah?
I'm going landscape. It's better for me, landscape.
Or is it? Can we all go portrait, or is that not possible?
Okay, one second. Everything's possible, brother.
Yeah.
You throw it like this, yeah? I've got to hold it in my hand then, yeah?
Oh, you have to hold it the whole time?
Okay, I'm cool. That's fine with me. Let's go, man. Let's just jump into it, yeah?
Okay.
I think this one is... Okay,
Hey, this is the first time on this Instagram live thing, so we're getting used to this new technology, yeah? So can everyone have some patience with us?
Between the three of us, our combined age is way too old for this stuff.
It's my first one as well.
Yeah,
that's my first one as well. So,
Abdul,
first time Instagram.
I had to set up an account just for this.
Brother, granddad's getting used to this old technology, so just be patient with the granddad around here.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm
you know what I'm
telling
saying?
you,
Alhamdulillah. Okay, let's dive into the topic. Alhamdulillah.
Rainbow Home, Jazakallah khair. We're doing well, yeah, for some old. Well, what is it? First of all, look, let's introduce yourself first. I really want to, mashallah, Muslim since the 80s, or is it late 80s, Ismail?
Actually, don't expose me on there. You get what I'm saying? Just say it's a long time ago. You get me?
Listen, what we need to put up is that old photo of you and Abdul Haq Baker and.
No, don't do that.
That old photo that looks like it's flares and
young Ismail.
Now leave that, bro. Leave that alone, bro. Leave that alone.
Afterwards, man.
Let's just look forward. Let's just look forward. Positivity. You know, alhamdulillah, it wasn't all bad, but you know,
there's some strong history, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
You came when you was young, isn't it? When you came first.
18.
When you came to Brixton, 18. Wow.
18, brother. 18.
That's a long time, man. So you met Sirat, yeah? You met Sirat?
I met Sirat Abdul Malik. I met Suleiman Sabor, all of the old school. Yeah, but now my memory is going, you know, so I can't really remember everything. But yeah, mashallah, good time, good memories, mashallah.
Definitely, man.
Grafting in the way of Allah, inshaAllah. May Allah reward you and make it heavy in your scale of this Yawm al-Qiyamah.
Ameen.
This is the thing, you know. That's the thing, like, when you look back, everyone contributed something, you know. Everyone came to the community, even though probably they're not in the community now. But like Sirat, when he came, like he's the one actually introduced like the incense. He brought it from America, and he was teaching brothers how to do the incense and stuff like that. And look at now, how many people, how many brothers, you know, that's their livelihood. You know, incense is like a big company.
One of the big things
business now.
At this point, I can't help but give a shout out to our brother Sensible Choice.
Sensible Choice. You have the Black Crescent and all this. It came from one man.
Don't forget
Diamond Essence.
Big shout out to Diamond Essence all the time. Big shout out to my man.
I'm like, you know, staying away from the haram and keeping it halal and doing entrepreneurship.
MashaAllah. Big shout out to them brothers.
Even the body oil, Allah reward everyone, you know, contributed something to the community.
I mean, because it is a journey. There are ups and downs on this journey, but we have to hold on to the rope of Allah to the end of our journey. And it's important. There's going to be fitness and trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
But it's important to hold on, you know, and be firm on this religion as much as you can.
Yeah.
And you know, seek Jannatul Firdaus, but also avoid the hellfire. Avoid that hellfire.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Subhanallah. Even like subhanallah, like Munti, we met him in Gambia.
Okay, you met him there.
You know, like Munti was there from day one and just
subhanallah.
Like. You might know that he's cleaning the masjid all the time. He was cleaning the masjid since he came. You know, looking after the masjid, you know. So these brothers, they all contributed something in that big way, small way, and different ways, you know.
Do you know
you were saying Abdul Wahid.
Yeah, that was a shock for me. We're praying Fajr. Fajr, wasn't it? Or was it Isha? I forgot. No, it's Fajr. It was Fajr. We're praying
Fajr.
in the masjid.
I'm coming back one second.
Sheikh's Masjid next to his house, not far from his house. And there's it's whoa, mashallah, tabarakallah. Of all people to see in Gambia, up in the sticks in the countryside by the sea, I didn't expect to see the Sheikh. For some reason, I didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a beautiful surprise.
Yeah.
The Sheikh that's been responsible for quietly maintaining and cleaning the masjid.
Yeah.
You don't notice him for however many years.
Yeah.
Gambia, and then I see him in the masjid in the Sheikh's Masjid in Gambia.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
That was one of the, to me, that was one of the beautiful experiences, just to see him there. You know,
Yes.
what the Sheikh is, but just to see him there, and he's still involved in the
Doing good works.
Doing good works.
Still doing good works. Yeah.
MashaAllah.
If we're old, he's what?
He doesn't complain. Just get somebody's job. All it is, alhamdulillah, is okay. Ni'mah.
Yeah.
Blessed. He's blessed, brother, man. He's blessed, man.
Over all these years, I don't think anyone can come and say I had a problem with Munti in the community. Can you imagine that? Not even one person, I don't think, who can come and say he had argument with the Sheikh or he had issue with him. And subhanallah, you know, may Allah reward him, inshallah. You know, when he reached some of these Sahabis, like they were quiet, and the Prophet ﷺ, you know, guaranteed them paradise. You know, like about the man, you know, he came. Before he came, the Prophet ﷺ said, the person who's coming now is from the people of Jannah, you know. You know, so he had, at the end with the Sahabi, would try and find out what his situation was. But he was a normal person, like he was not known Sahabi or something. But he used to do one good deed that before he sleeps, he like kind of forgive people that had problem with this, forgive them, you know. Simple man, not known in the community, doing a lot of work, but because of one action, subhanallah. So Munti always remind me of this quiet people of Jannah, you know. May Allah reward him, inshallah.
Okay, so let's we'll discuss more of those topics later on. If we get used to this technology, this new technology, maybe we can do some more lives in the future. But the main topic for this slide is to discuss a summary of your trip to the Gambia. As the people should know, we are, alhamdulillah, building a masjid and orphanage in the Gambia, and we're on the last stage now. We're on the last stage. We need to raise £30,000 to finish off the masjid and orphanage in Gambia. And this trip was to basically look at the last stage, find out where we are, meet the project manager on the ground, check on the building, check on the finishing, etc., and generally to meet the community in the Gambia. So what we're going to do on this slide is to discuss, because obviously this is the first time you've both been to Gambia, and to actually discuss how was that journey, kind of like a day-by-day kind of thing, what you found out, how was the project going, the building, the structure, the community, try to give the community some details as to how the project is actually going. So if we start, for example, because you said, as you mentioned, on the first day from the airport, someone took Shahada, or you got to talk to someone about Islam and they eventually took the Shahada. So if you can start from there, getting on the plane, how was it you met a brother, and how was it he took his Shahada?
No, I feel, yeah, that was actually on the plane, you know, when, alhamdulillah, we went on the plane, and because me and Sheikh Abdul Wahid, we booked our ticket different times, so we didn't have the same seat. So, so there were two guys, they were sitting next to me, both of them actually background Jamaican, British. Yeah. And, you know, start talking about Gambia, and they were telling me about, because they've been coming to Gambia for a while. So they were telling me about Gambia. We start talking. Actually, the other person who was on my left, we were talking more with the person who took Shahada. So
Yeah.
that brother, we start talking. Eventually, we start talking about Islam. You come into a Muslim country. How did you find the Muslims and things
Yes.
like that? So he was not really. He believes a little bit.
Uh-huh. So how did one of them? They were both together. They were both friends. How did couple go on? Yeah. Okay.
Sit in the middle.
I
So
think,
I was
I think
talking
what's
to the.
really ajeeb or amazing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, Abdul Hamid, you were cutting.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I was talking to him. He said, I believe in the high being and stuff like that. So I start explaining to him about Islam. And I thought he was going to probably take Shahada, but I didn't really want to push him like,
Yeah.
you want to take Shahada, but, we'll meet and stuff like that. But the other guy, I didn't really spend a lot of time with him, talking to him. But he was like, more, he told me he was a Christian. He was like kind of little bit defending Christianity. So we start
But
talking.
so they were traveling together, Abdul Hamid. They were friends.
No, they were not friends. No, they were
Oh,
not
I
friends.
see. Just two
And
separate
then,
people. Okay.
yeah, separate people. So, alhamdulillah, I wasn't expecting him really to become a Muslim, anything like that. We just wanted, we invited him because Sheikh Abdul Rahman, he arranged it with all the Western brothers and his students. He arranged it like Thursday. We went on Tuesday, and Thursday he arranged lunch. So I said to him, why don't you come to meet all there's a Jamaican brothers, they've been here for a long time, and you can meet them and stuff. So alhamdulillah, he was actually more interested. He really wants to come. So he was calling me and stuff. So when he came, Sheikh Abdul Wahid was giving a lecture about Tawheed and stuff like that. And then, subhanAllah, he, that's when he said
he took his
he
shahada
wants to
then.
take Shahada.
So
That's when.
the
So
day
that
you
was
met him.
going back first day.
Yes.
Because we jumped a little bit, but going back to the first day, we met them on the plane. That's where we start talking with them and stuff like that. That's how the journey started with that specific that brother.
But then he came. When was the meeting?
On Thursday, the lunch.
Oh, okay.
I think for me, what was kind of like profound on about that situation, two things. Number one, the fact that just at the beginning of the journey, mashallah, tabarakallah, Abdul Hamid, he does street dawah. I don't know if everyone knows, but Abdul Hamid does street dawah, right? Iceland, giving dawah to, and alhamdulillah, you get shahadas. But there was no expectation that he's going to be sitting on a plane between two people that are going Gambia. They're not Muslim.
Yes.
And there's an opportunity for him to explain Islam to them, and one of them actually takes the Shahada. I think that's an amazing, in and of itself, it's a magnificent thing. But also as well, what I think was profound about the Gambia that we took from that, they've been the Steve, that's his name.
Yes.
The Jamaican brother, he's Muslim now, took his Shahada, right?
Alhamdulillah.
He's made a statement which has stuck with me since, I guess. One of the things of the trip is that he said that, like he's Jamaican originally in the UK, but he said, Jamaica's nice, but it's violent. Gambia's nice, like Jamaica, but the people are also nice as well. There's no kind of like, you're not worried about violence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I found. They call it the smiling coast of Africa. And you see, even when you get in the airport, so we got off the plane, we're at the airport now. Usually border control are the most
very stern people. Very stern.
They don't smile. They're not friendly. But you go to Gambia, and even the border police, they're smiling. They're friendly. They're trying to crack joke. They're making you feel comfortable. That's probably the most uncomfortable for anyone that's traveled. They realize staying at the border, that's uncomfortable with the border. You expect them to pull you aside, give you a hard time,
send you back,
your phone, check your phone. All that, but it's the opposite. So I think that was really profound. You get me? Because when we got off the plane, we got going through it. It was quite, apart from a bit of the kind of like the queue and stuff like that. It'd been a small airport compared to Gatwick or Heathrow. It's a small airport, right? So, but the people are friendly.
So that's one thing you could say from the trip was that people are going to Gambia in general because you might, as that brother Steve said. It's beautiful like the Caribbean, but there's no violence there. So people are going to the Gambia because it's a nice place to visit. people are welcoming, and people are actually settling now. Instead of going Caribbean, they're going back to Africa.
Yeah, and obviously you got the sun in the winter, so when it's cold over here, you go over there and it's the weather's
they don't really
nice.
have a winter
as well.
over there.
Have you noticed that as well, Abdul Wahid? Like on the plane, I don't know, maybe about maybe I would say 70% were Muslims. I mean, non-Muslims.
Non-Muslim.
Most of them was like white,
white
elderly, English, and I was really surprised. I thought I was going to see a lot of Gambians, a lot of Muslims, and things.
Yeah.
But majority was
maybe they know something that we don't know,
Muslims. So I was surprised.
The thing is, it's not
so I thought, wow.
Yeah, it's not the first
that
time.
Was a bit shock.
You're talking about they're going there every single year. They're buying, they're buying a house there. They're spending their winters there.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it's not just, we're going there for holiday. This is the first time. No, they go in and they've backwards and forwards a lot. So, but anyway, cut to it. We got at the airport, and alhamdulillah, Sheikh Abdurrahman, who is, I guess, I don't know how old, maybe I think 86, 87.
86, 86.
He's old and he's walking stick and doesn't. But he came all the way from his house.
Yes.
To meet us at the airport, right?
What's the distance? What's the distance? Travel distance.
He could have just sent Farouk, the brother that's been I guess managing the project at that end, who's part of the affiliate association. That's the Sheikh's charity, right?
Okay.
But he came as well, obviously, to honor Sheikh Abdul Hamid primarily, because I don't know him as well as Abdul Hamid does. Abdul Hamid's a contact with regards to with regards to the Sheikh. So he came out of respect and honor that he's going to greet him in the airport, and he didn't have to. He's an old man. He could have. And again,
I wasn't expecting him to come actually.
I'll be honest with you. Even in that is a lesson. Do you get what I mean? In terms of the alpha and how to be kind of like a gentleman and honor the guest and stuff like that. He could have just sent Farouk, and I didn't expect. I was surprised when I saw him.
I wasn't expecting him myself. I thought it was only Farouk was going to come.
That was really nice as well. That obviously makes a difference. Do you see what I mean? So, and he's been there for how long, Abdul Hamid, in the Gambia now?
It's about 20 years now.
20 years. He's already been through what we're doing now. So he's got the experience. He's already established an orphanage. He already taught them the Quran. When we had lunch on the Thursday, some of the young adults were his students at one point, all right? Finished Quran. They were like kids that when he first went there. Now the young adults, and they're doing well. And that's from his kind of like efforts in dawah and charity. Do you get what I mean? So that's what's, I guess, really important about the project itself as well, is that it's not just that we're doing that we by ourselves. We've got a mentor. We've got someone that's elder, done it already. He's overseeing it. He's able to give us advice, and he's got someone on the ground running around for us. I mean, for example, the brother Farouk, who's from Grenada, isn't he? Who met us at the airport, was a driver for the whole time. He's also a convert that Sheikh Abdurrahman gave dawah to him.
MashaAllah.
To Grenada, became Muslim member to Grenada, gave him dawah. Then he recently moved over, I think 2016 or something like that, or 17. He recently moved over. But again, same thing. He gave up his whole week to drive us around, to take us to the different sites. To ensure that we were able to move around in the Gambia. Right? He gave up. He dropped everything for the 7 days. Right, and this is the type of brotherhood that we've got, that we've brought up through these projects. Because the projects, this is purely for our akhirah. We're hoping, right? Whoever's donating, whoever's supporting it, whoever's kind of like helping to facilitate it through sharing the donation page, the GoFundMe page, they're not getting anything in their dunya for it, but they're seeking to help develop and benefit an orphan, build a masjid. So it's for the akhirah, basically. Right? So it's likewise all the brothers for driving us around for the whole week. He's doing something now for his akhirah. He's leaving off his
blessings.
Right, so that was also nice to meet the brother and get his right. So so then
literally,
what did you do on the first day then? What did you guys do on the first day then? So you got picked up from the airport. What time did you land, and what was your kind of first day at Abdul Rahman's house? You just relaxing for that day?
Abdul Hamid, go on.
What time? What time?
Mashallah,
We
the
got
Sheikh,
the.
obviously, he was insistent that we stay with him because I
Yeah.
wasn't sure what was
What he's
accommodation
gonna say?
wise where I was going to
Mm.
stay. So alhamdulillah, we got I know a brother over there. We'd arranged something. But he was like, no, you have to come to my house at least for the first few nights. So we
Mashallah.
both there, and that's obviously again through, Abdul Hamid and stuff. Go on, Abdul Hamid. How was it? How was the fish?
Yeah, we got the. It was good, mashallah. I think we reached Gambia. What time?
About
9 o'clock. 9
Got
o'clock.
the
Yeah. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Abdul Wahid. When we went to the Sheikh, what was the first thing amazed us? You remember? I'm testing you now. If you remember.
No, you have to tell.
We saw something. We said, "Wow."
No, I can't.
Something that we don't see here.
The stars in the sky.
The stars. The stars in the sky when we got his house.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beautiful,
that was nice. To see all the stars and things like that.
Clear sky, yeah?
I still remember that,
Matter of fact, I didn't know so many stars was in the sky. That's how bad it was. Literally,
that was beautiful.
You don't see the stars, right?
Yeah,
that was nice.
This is like there's something that I keep kind of like reflecting over myself, and I've mentioned it a few times, which is when you live in London and you're in the kind of like this concrete jungle, right? So you don't really see when I say you don't see the creation of Allah, I'm talking about the natural, the one that grows, not the man-made part of it, but the one that grows naturally, the trees and the stuff that's mentioned in the Quran, the Nujum, the stars, the moon, and you don't get to see it that much unless you live in the countryside or you go out somewhere. But when you see it, that's when you see the magnificence of the creation of Allah, and you see the might of Allah, and you see, that's when you start to kind of, make tadabbur of the ayat of Allah in terms of the creation, right? So you see, for example, one of the things, if you come out of the house and there's like, I don't know, you just see some goats walking around. Right? And you see a cow walking around. You might see, for example, some donkeys like just walking around, or some horses or whatever. That stuff, you kind of, you just see how they go and they eat from the creation of Allah. No, they don't need.
Closer to nature.
Yeah, we speak about organic and eating battery farms and completely different.
Different life,
and you don't appreciate. You lose some aspect of. I won't say you lose your iman, but you can see how your iman can increase just through that simple way of living. You see what I mean? But anyway, so that was the start. So anyway, we went and Abdul.
Yeah, then I think we had dinner. Alhamdulillah, nice fish, nice dinner.
Fresh fish. From that morning.
Fresh. I'm telling you, fresh.
As the Sheikh said, not from frozen.
No,
Here's
fresh.
something I discovered. When you
go
you go in the supermarket and you buy a fish and it's fresh. It's in the fridge, not in the freezer. Think, this is fresh, right? But it's from frozen. It was all that fish that looks like it's fresh. If you look at the packet, it says previously frozen.
Oh.
And it basically defrosted it. So the fresh fish, which is, as we found out, the sea, which is behind the house. You don't really, it's hard to get that in the UK unless you go into a fish market at some early time in the morning or something.
Yes.
It's pre-frozen. But anyway, we had some lovely...
This is the fish. This is how fresh the fish is. When we went to in the morning, we used to go after Fajr to the seaside. Morning after Fajr. The last time, one day before I came, we were swimming. The boat came. The boats go out in the nights and they come like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock to the fish. Yeah. So we're swimming. We saw this big boat. So people were like taking the fish because they got a factory there. They were taking it to the factory. So we said, let's go and see the boat, what they collect the fish. So when we saw the fish. So when they're collecting the fish now, some of the fish, they drop in the sea, yeah? They're not alive. Yeah. They're dead, yeah? Actually, we were picking them up. We took about 20 fish. And we took them home, cook it and eat it. That's how fresh the fish is, It's not like frozen, nothing. So whatever you eat, Even when we went to the Sheikh Abdul Rahman, Sheikh Abu Bakr's house, Allahumma barik, he's got garden, he's got banana, orange. We just stop on there straight away, start eating it straight away, you know, mashallah. So this is what Sheikh Abdul Wahid is talking about, organic stuff. That's what he call organic, you know.
So listen, so that obviously that evening you had the fish. You woke up the next day now. So this is time to do some work now. So what did you do the next day? What happened the next day?
Yeah, we had to go to the site to meet everyone, the contractor, all the students, the teachers. So that day was nice, mashallah, to see all the students. And we met Jerry, he's the contractor. We met nearly everyone involved in this project. We met them there, alhamdulillah. It was good. Then maybe Sheikh Abdul Wahid.
How was the building coming on? The quality of the build. How was construction coming on?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So we got there. The imam and the students, some of the students are there. The electricians there, the carpenters there. All of them are there working.
Give me 1 minute, sorry.
Yeah, so they're all there working, and
yeah,
you know, we was basically there for about 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
Most of the time was spent speaking to the contractor, going around, looking at the space, the areas, where everything is, where everyone's going to be, the boys' dormitory, the masjid area, climbing up onto the roof, looking at the roof, you know, looking at where the borehole was done.
Yes.
You know, looking at the potential for the land behind the masjid that we've got. And it was just basically just overseeing it and speaking to them about what's the next phases. And I think this is why it's important to actually, you know, go, because, you know, some of the things, there was obviously things that they were doing where they were going to have a dormitory for the boys and the girls, but they were going to be next to each other. We're like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
You know, you've only got this many girls, you've got that many boys, the boys are going to be crowded. No, let's put more boys in that dormitory and we'll try to build something behind for the girls. In the meantime, they could use this other space because there's not as many girls and stuff like that. So, you know, there was a lot that was, you know, discussed and spoken about. Importantly, we got to speak to the kids.
Yes.
Right? And they got to see the site and to see how it's come along, where they're going to be staying, and they were happy, right? Because they're going to have a better accommodation, they're going to have a better facilities. The masjid's not going to be closed to them, because where they currently are, sadly, let's say the landlord who rents them the space for the school, but he doesn't allow them to use the masjid. So
the kids can't go into the masjid.
No, not to do. So they end up doing some of the classes outside in the open in the sun. Right? And I mean, we looked at the toilets that they currently have. There's only 2 shaping, and it's again outside. It's open top. It's in appalling. It's in bad condition. No one. I mean, I won't say that you wouldn't use it. I don't think you'd even go near it, let alone use it. That's how it is. But obviously, that's based on
the landlord is not looking after the property.
No, not to the standard that we're gonna do it, inshaAllah. You're gonna do it, donors and stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, you know, again, that's what they're used to anyway, to a degree.
Yeah.
However, it's still cramped. It's still, so the kids being there was important. You know, not only did we get to meet them, because we were going to meet them at the school anyway the following day or that evening, that afternoon. But it's important that we brought them to see the development so they can have a say in it. Yeah, they can see what's happening, right? Kind of, you know, give them something to look forward to. I think that's also quite important as well. You know, something to kind of be looking forward to, be working hard for. Yeah.
And actually meeting the children as well. Some of them is like, some of them were orphans. So when you speak to them and like one of the young boy that I interviewed, you know, he never met his mother, he never met his father. You know, his parents died when he was young. That was like really emotional to see those kids. You know, you hear about them from here, but when you actually meet them and you talk to them and they're in front of you, that's totally different. You know, can you imagine like not seeing your dad, not your mother, not your father, and Africa as well? It's not like, you know,
it's not easy.
Like Europe, they got the social workers, they put you in a good house and you'll be looked after. Out there is like you're probably going to your uncle, your auntie or something, and you end up going probably to schools. You don't have no really someone to check you as a parent. Something. It's really, subhanAllah, when you see them, you really feel that, you know, it must be so difficult.
On that point, even on that point, one thing I think is, it became clear to me, I didn't realize this was a situation. Education is somewhat we take it for granted that, you know, everyone's going to have an education at a young age and stuff like that. But one of the things I notice is that there's a lot of children that are not going to school because there isn't a place for them to go to, right, in terms of education. So you find, you know, I remember after one of the prayers when we prayed the whole salat or something like that, and I noticed there's loads of kids just around, right? Yes. And just around. So I speak to Hussein, the brother that was with us, or he said, they don't go to school because their parents can't send them. Either they can't afford to send them, or there's not enough schools to be able to send them to, for them to be able to stay there and stuff like that, right? Which is the importance of kind of having more, growing the school, making it bigger, having more spaces for them, having the better conditions for them and stuff like that. So education is something that, you know, I think there's obviously being in the West and, you know, living, even if you're kind of poor, it's relative. There's a lot of things that are taken for granted.
Yes.
Hold on a minute, you know, these things are in and of themselves blessings that we may kind of not remind ourselves of until you kind of in that situation more. You know, so education in itself is important. Obviously, education of the Quran, education of Islam, which is what they're primarily doing as a tahfidh school, but also education of, for example, a skill or a trade. And this is something which was which was good with regards to Sheikh Abdul I wanted to highlight. When we went to his house, he mentioned sustainable education, so giving them skills. And one of the things that he's done is establish for the orphans, when they finish their education, go into kind of some type of work that they can earn a living from. So he set up kind of like a jewelry making workshop, right? So he's trained. So he's gone and spent some money on learning how to kind of work with silver. I forgot the name of the actual thing, what it is, but it's melting it down and turning it into rings, bracelets, and earrings and chains, right? And whoever he paid 1 or 2 people to learn that, and now they come back and they're teaching some of the other kids, so they're able to now, make this jewelry, sell it, and earn money as a skill trade now, as well as a living, which is also important. So, you know, he's done a great job, and he's done a big job. And he, like I keep mentioning, you know, he's the one there where we're kind of like modeling what we're doing off of, you know, in the sense that, you know, looking at him, what he's done, how he's done it, getting his input, getting, for example, his oversight on it through Farouk. So the project's not kind of just, you know, we're in here and it's just getting it's got people, we've got people on the ground that's overseeing it as well, making sure it goes smoothly. So, but obviously there's still challenges. I think the challenge that we face now, and this is, I guess, a big challenge is, you know, we're on the final phase, but it seems like the donations have slowed down. And we desperately need to get the last set of money so that we can finish it off. Right? So, you know, this is, I guess, one of the key kind of moments. I mean,
obviously for us, this is our kind of first major project. I mean, up until now it's gone very smooth. Mashallah, the Muslims
and quickly,
very,
in terms of and quickly. Progression in a short space of time, a lot has
Mashallah.
been, you know, as soon as the money came in, it's gone back over there, and it's doing it's building, it's doing what it needs to do, basically.
So now we're on the last stage. Things have slowed down a bit, but we're kind of, what's the word I'm saying, optimistic that we should finish by Ramadan. We should get that money in, that £30,000 by Ramadan, and finish this project so that, inshallah, I can go and pray Taraweeh in Gambia, inshallah. But yeah, we've got to obviously push out this video, get the news across to the people that we do need people to donate. So we can actually finish this project by Ramadan, and hopefully those orphans and the community can benefit from that masjid there?
So we was on the site for quite a long time, walking around, looking at it, speaking. I think the thing after that was, for us, was going to the actual school where they currently are. And going to the school where they currently are, what was really beautiful when we got there, they'd actually learnt, or the teacher that was responsible for teaching them adab, literature, poetry. And that's the other thing that was amazing, you know, in terms of learning Arabic and learning the language.
Yes.
Then English is the first language, but Arabic is definitely the second language. It's very strong. They speak their local language as well, but Arabic is very strong in the madrasas and the tahfidh schools.
Yes.
So one of the things I think I posted on my Instagram account was they had learned a poem of kind of like, you know, showing appreciation and thanks and stuff like that to the donors for their donation.
Yes.
You know, and that was really moving as well for me, to show that, you know, there's a lot that goes into educating the orphans and the children that are there, and the imam and the teachers are doing a great job, right?
Yeah.
So they're learning, for example, the Quran, but at the same time they're learning adab, they're learning Arabic language, they're learning something from Tawheed and Aqidah. So there's a lot that they're learning. They're there in the mornings, and then obviously they got their afternoon, they have lunch. And I think, Abdul, Hamid, you can comment on this, where the lunch is simple. Again, it's like of them eating just basically rice. There's no meat there. There's no. But again, they're content with what they're doing, and then back in the afternoon they're doing Quran again. So, you know, we after the mosque, after we visited the site, we went to their school where they currently are doing their.
What's the difference between the new school and the old school, travel distance wise?
It's not too far. I think it's what, like 10 minutes, was it, Abdul Hamid? I can't remember.
Yeah, about 20 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think they think.
And how many children? How many children are we looking after then? How many children can we accommodate in the new building?
I would say, I think about between 40 to 50. I would say between 40 to 50. Yeah. Depends how many beds. I think we calculated one of the rooms. We said 4, 5, 6. That the
bunk beds.
6, but yeah, bunk bed 6. About 6 of them. So yeah, in the other room, similar. So we calculated about between 40 to 50 students. But elaborating to what Sheikh Abdul Wahid was saying, that when we went to the school, the children, when we went there first, they were having lunch. When I saw what they were eating, which I sent one of the video, just rice. It doesn't even have proper sauce on it, and that was their lunch. And one thing I've noticed as well is that, like, meat and stuff is quite expensive in Gambia. Most people, they eat fish, vegetable and stuff. But these kids, they couldn't even like afford to give them like proper meal, just rice. Imagine, you know, just eating rice like that. Maybe Eid or something like that, they probably have meat or chicken or something like that. So, you know, seeing them eating this kind of food, but at the same time, mashallah, they're happy. You know, they're happy. When you see them playing around and stuff like that, mashallah,
how is the present school kind of surviving? Is it surviving off donations from the local community?
Some of the students, they pay because they come and learn Quran in the daytime. Some of them stay there. Some of them, their parents, they send them to learn Quran. So I think that they use that money to pay the teachers and for the food for the children or living the accommodation. So that's how they normally survive. Yeah.
Okay. Just about the education then. So, are they like memorizing books and what's the kind of curriculum there? Are the students from Medina or any particular university?
So the student teachers either they graduate from the universities there or the madrasa system. So they got 2 systems.
Yes.
or they've got 3 systems. They've got the, and this is something that I found out going around and visiting the different universities and different organizations that focus on or publish the curriculum for the madrasas, which is called an organization called Al-Amana. So what they've got a system where they've got the madrasa system, which runs parallel to the, they call it the English system, meaning the system of secular studies.
Yeah.
Math, science, English. So you've got that system, they study just secular subjects. You've got the madrasa, and that's in English. You've got the madrasa system where they study some secular subjects, but they focus on Islamic studies and Arabic and Quran and Hadith, and that's the madrasa system, which runs parallel to that. Both of them are recognized. Then you've got the tahfidh system, which kind of runs parallel to the madrasa system, but it's unofficial, unlike the madrasa system. So this is where there's no funding, there's no kind of really much support. They're not part of a membership organization. So what this is the villages and the communities coming together and recognizing the need where there's all these kids, they're not in the madrasa system so they need education. So and this is where the poor parents, they sending their kids to these boarding schools or the orphans, for example, the mothers that, so they're sending them to this tahfidh system where they're memorizing Quran, but the students that run these, or the imams that run these, they usually either from the madrasa system or from the madrasa system, and they went to one of 3 universities. Either they went for a university in the Gambia and finished their Sharia studies there, or they went to the Islamic University in Medina, finished their Sharia studies there, or in many cases they did a combination of both, where they went to Mauritania, did their higher studies. Back. So they've got a very strong system of learning in terms of the madrasa, but the tahfidh system is what we're supporting.
Yes.
It's not supported, basically. So that's how it ends up having more needing more, for example, in terms of support from the local community, because they're running basically on goodwill more than anything else. So I'm going to be honest with you. When I say goodwill, I mean, no one's sadaqah, whether it's to do with food provision or time they're given, or do you get what I mean?
Okay.
Yes, that's how it works. Yeah.
And I think it was nice as well to see, because like the first school we went there, some of the teachers that they were actually students, and one of the guy who was doing the poetry for us, he was a student in the school. Now he's a teacher there. So it's like, imagine like, another 10 years, how many students are going to come up from these kind of schools. And the one thing I like about Gambia, for me as well, like I've traveled a lot of Arab countries and seen how the education system is Islamically, the Qur'ans and things. The things that I really enjoyed in Gambia was that they don't have pressure from the government, like to open a Quran school. You find a lot of Quran school and they don't have pressure. So things like that, mashallah, if everything goes fine, you can just go and learn Quran. You can, like, mashallah, Sheikh Abdul Wahid went there first Jum'ah, he gave khutbah, so that I was reflecting on this because I traveled a lot. So seeing that, like, wow, you can go to a country, some foreigner guy can just come and give khutbah. It shows you that, mashallah, the country's got a lot of blessing that, inshallah, if things go carry on like this, you look in another, maybe inshallah 10 years and stuff like that. Gambia would be a serious place when it comes to Hufadh al-Quran and education and stuff. Even the girls, you see young girls, like not only in the madrasa but in the street, wearing niqab and hijab. You hardly see, women going with hijab and things like that. Most like women are like young girls wearing niqab, hijab. I mean, mashallah, there's a lot of, so the school, you see them, the next generation now, like the first generation are helping the students, the new students now, teaching the new students and stuff like that.
Excellent.
wish
So,
like what Sheikh Abdul Wahid said, Sheikh Abdul Rahman, the
mhm.
young boys that he was teaching, they're big boys now.
Yes.
They memorize Quran and stuff like that, mashallah.
Okay, so the second day, you went to the school, checked out the school, met the kids. Everything is going according to plan. Everyone's happy in regards to the structure, and the future looks bright for that community. Alhamdulillah. So what was on the third day then, after you met all the people in the school?
So I think, yeah, so we got there Tuesday night. Wednesday we was at the school, at the site. We were kind of like, we went back afterwards to Sheikh Abdul Rahman's. The Thursday, the Sheikh had organized for lunch and to invite, for example, other students of knowledge.
Okay.
Also to invite, the local community to come and basically have lunch. So
okay.
This was in his masjid. This is where the brother Steve came, took his shahada at that time, which was a nice surprise. The Sheikh
is this Sheikh Abdul Rahman's masjid that he built, or just a masjid near his house?
This is
that's his masjid.
Masjid, yeah.
He built a masjid himself already.
Yeah,
yeah, he's got masjid. He used to have before like a madrasa.
Yeah.
He used to have he used to look after orphans and stuff. I think he probably was the first brothers from the West
to build something
build up Islamic school and stuff like that. He was one of the first one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the lunch and stuff?
Came for the lunch was, like I said before, they were young adults. They used to be his the orphans that he was taking care of, educating.
Yes.
And they're now, for example, working. They've now got, they're doing their thing basically, which was really nice to see.
Okay. Nice.
Even the mashallah, we met quite a few Medina graduated as well as Abdul Wahid.
That's right. Yeah.
That was yeah.
So how many people came to this dinner then, this lunch that he organized?
Yeah, I think there was at least 20 people there.
20 people,
okay.
Yeah.
At least 20 people. I mean, there was, for example, there was a brother that just recently moved to the Gambia from America. He'd migrated there as well, moved all his whole family over.
Okay.
So, and there was a couple
Sheikh Yunus.
Sheikh Yunus.
Sheikh Yunus was there. He's one of the actually first people to go to Gambia. This is years before the brothers went there.
Yeah, Sheikh Yunus.
Sheikh Yunus is well established there, mashallah, Mubarak. I visited his house, I went to his house.
Yeah.
Mashallah, they're well established. Sheikh Yunus was the Sheikh Munti was the student, some of the students were, mashallah,
yeah, so that
Medina graduate. I think that's one of the things as well we see. I don't like Abdul Wahid as well. I think he mentioned that he was not expecting a lot of Medina graduated students out there as well.
Okay.
The first secondary school, I think it was Wednesday. Wednesday, we went to the secondary school that we was helping before.
Yes.
And mashallah, that's when they did kind of like Sheikh Abdul Wahid gave a lecture there. We did some kind, that 2 Ramadan ago we did we changed the toilet for them.
Yes.
We did the toilets and the kitchen.
I think about £5,000, I think we collected.
Yeah, yeah. That was cool. Yeah, they mashallah. Sheikh Abdul Wahid gave a lecture there. We did hadith competition with them. They were really happy. They were, I think that Sheikh Abdul Wahid was surprised. He met his old school students, isn't it? Someone with
so
him. He's in charge of the school actually.
Yeah, what was really again one of those other moments which was I think really kind of like amazing is this Markaz Sa'id ibn Musayyib, that's the name of the Markaz. The Imam, again, they're connected. So the Imam of the main teacher there, he came over when we was at the other school, the other orphanage, right? So he came to show respect and to visit us before we visit. So we went and visited the following day, like Sheikh Abdul mentioned, we did a lecture, I did stuff like that. The Imam who established that masjid in the first place, he wasn't there initially, but he came afterwards. He came, we're speaking, he's like, "You're familiar?" I'm like, "Yeah, you look familiar as well." He was like, "When was you in the Jamia?" I was like, well, "Yeah, we were in the same class."
Okay,
so
mashallah.
it turns out that there was no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed it that the markaz that, we were fundraising for 2 Ramadans ago, we renovated the toilet, the kitchen.
Yeah.
It happened to be a markaz which was established by another graduate of the Islamic University from Gambia who was, the Imam of that masjid as well as doing. So again, it's just, you couldn't have planned it. Right?
Yeah. You're connected. You didn't know you was connected to Gambia, but you are.
Connected, but there's connections, and subhanAllah. So Allah decreed and wrote that, it would be another Jamia student that through, and then we meet up together, catch up together. And again, I'll be honest with you, that second markaz said, you can see the tarbiyah of the Imam in the students, right? And what do I mean by that? I'm telling you, this brother, he has such good character and personality, and he's so kind of like, he smiles and he's jovial and he's friendly, and he's got a good usloob, he's got a good way in which he speaks to the kids, teaches the kids. And you see that through the teachers, you see that through the kids, right? In the way they are as well. So again, it's good to know that, where you're helping and where the money's going is somewhere where they're already doing all the work anyway. We're just basically facilitating to make it that little bit easier. Yes. But they're already, for example, putting in the effort. They're already doing the tarbiyah. They're already doing what we're doing is small compared to. It's the least what they're doing. Do you get what I mean? To facilitate for someone that's already involved, hands-on, building and doing and developing kids and hufad and students of knowledge. Then it's definitely, you feel more honourable that you're part of it, that you get to say, we're a little part of that markaz or that place.
I mean, on reflection, now you've been there, seen the people, you're more, not say more certain, but it gives you peace of mind that you've actually met the community, seen who's teaching, seen the program, seen the curriculum. It gives you more more sakina, I suppose. Yeah,
and more kind of motivation.
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, so you're content now that, alhamdulillah, there's a lot of good stuff going on in the places where we're supporting. Sometimes, as is known, sometimes you may, and without no fault of your own, you may give sadaqah, but it lands in the wrong hand. Right? Yeah, that happens. It's possible.
Yes.
So, and there's no fault of your own. There's no blame on the person that does that. He's rewarded for his intentions, rewarded for his sadaqah. He doesn't lose anything.
Yes.
But when you see that it lands in the hand of the person that's already kind of got that type of drive and sincerity, from what's apparent.
They're on the sunnah.
They're on the sunnah, they're teaching, they're working hard. It just makes it more, you become more kind of like, content. And like you said, sakina and tranquility and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because especially for me, because I've been in contact with them for a long time.
Yes.
So they used to send me video of the boys reciting Quran. So when I went there, I actually seen the same kids, like was amazing. That was nice. Like I know you, I've seen it before. I know this one. I know. Like, it was nice. But one thing to mention as well, when we went to the Sheikh's house, the Sheikh was telling me later on that shows you how they have a good community. When they cook for us chicken and rice and stuff. So he was telling me that the sisters in that community, they all came together to cook the food. They came to Sheikh Abdul Rahman's house and all the sisters from the community, they came. One of them was from US, one of them was from Guyana, but they all came to help Sheikh Abdul Rahman's wife, and they all cooked the food. It shows you, mashallah, the kind of
community
sisterhood. Yes, when things are happening, they get together and do things together, mashallah.
Another nice point, or I was asking when we was at the second markaz said, I'm like, they're showing us the kitchen that's been improved a lot, the toilets.
Yeah.
When we're at the kitchen, I'm like, okay, the kids, they were eating lunch today. Yeah, no, okay. Who cooks? Do the kids themselves help out and cook? Or he goes, no, he goes, the imams, the teachers' wives are the ones that are cooking. So you got they're teaching, they're cooking, they're cleaning, right? They're organizing, they're managing, they're doing the idara, they're making sure they're obviously buying the food. There's a lot going on, right? It's not just.
I think Abdul Wahid, sorry to cut you. I think he said this live you're gonna cut out.